This is CBS2 News This Morning.
Michael Cohen back on the stand today in former President Donald Trump's hush money trial. What the former fixer told the jury about Trump's role in the alleged plan.
Trading barbs back and forth, the intense debate between Democrats Jamaal Bowman and George Latimer, and one of the hot topics was the war overseas.
Temperatures on the rise with rain chances this week. Details coming up in your First Alert forecast.
Good morning on this Tuesday, May 14th. I'm Chris Raggi.
I'm Mary Calvi. Welcome to CBS2 News This Morning. Our First Alert weather team standing by. Tony Sadiku live in Brooklyn Heights. But first, let's get started with John Elliott. What are we expecting, John?
Wow, look at that shot from Brooklyn Heights. Beautiful, beautiful here, too. It is going to be a nice start to the day, but a dynamic day underway with clouds filling in a little later. 56 is the observation in the park right now. There is about a 6-degree spread around the city from Staten Island to the Battery. You can see that. Maybe about a 12-degree spread, though, around the area. You know, when you don't have the insulating effect of clouds, you can have the mid-40s to mid to upper 50s. The city hanging on to the heat. That's why we're warmer in the city. Now, compared to yesterday, everybody's a little or a lot warmer. Look at the Hamptons. Woohoo! Almost 20 degrees warmer, but we will see more clouds later today. What if that was your name? See more clouds. We'll see more clouds this afternoon. Warmer today. Showers return. Mary said it. Chance of rain back in the mix over the next few. Definitely umbrella time Wednesday and Thursday. But right now, nice and quiet way to start the day. Coming up, we'll check back in with Tony, check out your pollen, and we'll check in with the weather watchers, too. Right now, they're right back to Mary and Chris.
John, thank you. Michael Cohen will be back on the witness stand today in the hush money trial of Donald Trump on Monday. Cohen linked the former president directly to payments made to adult film star Stormy Daniels.
And the jury heard Trump in his own words in a secret recording made at the time by Cohen. CBS 2's Derek Waller live in Lower Manhattan with more. Derek?
Chris, Mary, good morning. Expect another dramatic day of testimony when the defense cross-examines Cohen. Now, on Monday, as you mentioned, the jury heard this secret recording with Trump literally telling Cohen to, quote, pay with cash. Now, I can tell you that Cohen's 5 hours of testimony placed Trump at the center of this hush money scheme, paying off adult film actress Stormy Daniels in exchange for her silence about their alleged affair. Prosecutors say Trump hid the payments as legal expenses in the run-up to the 2016 election to try and hide the information not necessarily from his wife, but from voters. Jurors also heard Trump and Cohen allegedly talking on the phone in 2016 about a separate hush money payment made to former Playboy playmate Karen McDougal, a recording Cohen made without telling Trump. Listen.
And I spoke to Alan about it when it comes time for the financing, which will be...
Listen, what financing?
We'll have to pay you. So
it's marked down in the book, quote, legal expense. It's perfectly marked down.
Now, outside the courthouse yesterday, supporters of the former president showed up, including a couple of senators, including Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, who is on the short list for Trump's running mate, essentially turning the courthouse into sort of a campaign stop. And again, today expect the defense to have a grueling cross-examination of Michael Cohen. Basically, they're going to try to paint him as a liar who turned on Trump and can no longer be trusted. Reporting live here in Lower Manhattan, Derek Waller, CBS 2 News.
All right, Derek, thank you. A nasty primary battle unfolding between Congressman Jamaal Bowman and Westchester County Executive George Latimer.
The two Democrats sparred last night during a heated debate. CBS 2's Christina Fan joins us live from the newsroom with the highlights. Christina.
Well, Mary and Chris, the Democratic primary is just over a month away, and the campaign has been negative so far, just like last night's primary debate. This election will ultimately decide the kind of Democrat voters want representing them, an uber-liberal Bowman or the more moderate Latimer. Sparks flew between Congressman Jamaal Bowman and Westchester County Executive George Latimer Monday night, with the incumbent painting his challenger as a Trumper and Latimer portraying the congressman as an extremist.
you don't think gun violence is a big issue in our
that's
district.
ridiculous.
That's what you said.
That's ridiculous.
That's what you said.
The race is one of the most closely watched Democratic House primaries in the country, in part because national issues have become local ones. The war between Israel and Hamas, one of the main focal points.
Do you consider the phrase "from the river to the sea" hate speech and/or advocating for the eradication of the state of Israel?
I know some do, others don't. I do not.
County Executive Latimer?
I think it is hate speech.
Bowman's sharp criticism of Israel and the heavily Jewish 16th congressional district has put him at risk of losing his seat. Monday night, he attacked Latimer for receiving funding from a pro-Israel lobby, who also supports Republican candidates.
We have to do everything in our power to fight back against the MAGA Republicans who support my candidate and who are trying to take our election.
My opponent has taken money from various PACs that have also supported Republican candidates.
Both men also battled over what to do about the border crisis.
What is missing is more FEMA support and more humanitarian support and more judges and social workers and lawyers to help process those who are coming in.
You need an overhaul of our system. It involves requiring a bipartisan effort to do it. It has to be Republicans and Democrats in both houses.
And Bowman was also asked about an incident on Capitol Hill where he pulled a fire alarm during a government funding debate. He called it an accident, saying he took responsibility. Meanwhile, Latimer says video shows him walking in with purpose. In the newsroom, Christina Fan, CBS 2 News.
Christina, thank you. This morning, police are asking for help finding a suspect who opened fire on a livery cab driver in the Bronx. They are looking for the man seen in this photo. Police say May 3rd, he got into an argument with the driver while riding near Bronx Boulevard and Carpenter Avenue in Williamsbridge. The suspect then jumped out of the moving car and fired shots at the vehicle, hitting the passenger door. Police say the 26-year-old driver was not injured. The gunman then took off on foot.
Well, today marks 2 years since the racially motivated mass shooting at Top Supermarket in Buffalo. Governor Hochul yesterday and community leaders unveiled designs for the permanent memorial honoring the 10 people who were killed. It's called Seeing Us.
As you can see, it contains 10 interconnected pillars inscribed with the names of the 10 victims. And it'll also include a new building, which will be a central hub for education, exhibitions, community activities, and events.
The design was chosen from 20 submissions. Governor Hochul also announced an additional $4.1 million investment towards construction of the memorial.
Right now, a new alert ahead of Pride Month. The FBI and Department of Homeland Security say foreign terrorist organizations and their supporters may be plotting to commit acts of violence during Pride celebrations. Large gatherings set for next month could be potential targets. The agencies say the threat level is compounded by the current heightened threat environment in the U.S.
Well, the NYPD is asking for your help identifying the suspects seen in this video. They're wanted for an armed robbery that happened Saturday in the Concourse Village section of the Bronx. Police say the 16-year-old victim was walking in the courtyard of a building on East 163rd Street when 3 robbers approached him from behind. They say one of the suspects pulled out a gun and demanded the victim's sneakers and sweatshirt. After grabbing those items, the robbers took off.
25 pounds of fentanyl and cocaine and $100,000 in cash. That's what federal authorities say they uncovered in the Bronx. Now 2 people are facing charges. The bust happened inside an apartment on K-Box Street in Spuyten Duyvil. Authorities say they made the discovery on Wednesday when U.S. Marshals conducted an unrelated arrest warrant at that address. 2 people are now charged with criminal possession of a controlled substance.
Well, a local organization held a rally outside the city's Parks Department in an effort to save its compost site that will be closing at the end of June. Big Reuse says its 10-year-old compost site in Long Island City was evicted from a city-owned lot and told it needs to be out by June 30th. The site in jeopardy helps take in 2 million pounds of food scraps and yard waste annually, including waste it receives from the Parks Department.
It's against what the community wants. It's against what's good for the climate.
We need agencies like the Parks Department to understand that we really provide a huge benefit.
The Parks Department tells CBS2 in the fall it plans on using the space to revitalize the park and provide more recreational amenities, access to greenways, and improve public spaces.
2 horses stuck in the mud for nearly 7 hours in Connecticut. They are safe this morning. Lebanon volunteer firefighters posted photos of the horses after they were pulled to safety Sunday evening. The horses wandered from a nearby stable into the woods and got stuck in the mud. Nearly 40 rescuers assisted in the difficult operation. They constructed constructed a makeshift bridge because the area was not accessible for equipment and pulled the horses out on a sled. The rescuers say the horses were in mild distress, but otherwise okay. The rescue operation lasted 5 hours.
Lucky horses, strong people.
Sure.
All right, coming up, health concerns tied to low testosterone levels, what the study reveals about its possible connection to diseases.
So it's graduation season and families around the world are celebrating their kids' accomplishments, especially this one family of quintuplets, how they made history in New Jersey. And now we turn to meteorologist Tony Sadiku in Brooklyn Heights this morning. Hi, Tony.
Hi there, Mary, Chris. John was talking earlier about how pretty of a picture we've got here on the promenade, and I got to tell you, it really does look amazing. It looks like a painting. But while it's a gorgeous start to a beautiful day, our weather is gearing up to turn a little bit more active, multiple rain opportunities in the days ahead. Well, timeline, just how long we get to enjoy this nice weather before the rain moves in, coming up.
Let's check in with our First Alert weather team. Meteorologist John Elliott standing by in studio. Tony Sadiku is out of Brooklyn Heights this morning in the Heights. What's up, Tony?
Hey there, Chris. And we're just telling you on the other side of the break how beautiful of a morning it is. From where we stand, we can show you the promenade, where already you've got joggers out here. You can see out down into lower Manhattan, into the upper bay, just a few clouds. Every once in a while, yeah, you'll see the ferries going by. Well, there's Lady Liberty off into the distance. Visibility is good. That means drivers down here on the BQE are having a nice time as the commute gets going. Really nice start to the day. I'll tell you the difference today compared to yesterday's. You remember how yesterday we started off with clouds? It was a brightening trend into the afternoon. Today it's actually brighter in the morning. We're watching an increase in clouds by later today, so it's actually a nicer sunrise than it is a sunset. But I think temperature-wise, these are numbers we could all agree with. Let me show you what I'm talking about. While a lot of us are waking up to 50s out there right now, a lot of sun will get those numbers up, so we're talking numbers quickly climbing into the 60s. On our way to 70 degrees, no rain chance, at least through the first part of the day. So we got high pressure offshore. That's giving us a southerly component to the wind with the clockwise flow, and that's going to give these numbers a boost. So yes, 70s will be common. There will be parts of New Jersey where, yes, you can hit close to 80 degrees. The exception, of course, south-facing shores, you're going to be more vulnerable to the onshore wind there from the water. So just be mindful of that. Not quite 70 for you. But hey, overall, you got to remember, guys, this is our warmest day of the rest of the week because what we're watching is some moisture on the move, and all of that we think that you see there out to the west is going to organize with an area low pressure that's going to set up to our south later this week. So temperatures are going to go down, rain chances are going to go up, and yeah, it's going to be more unsettled here in the next couple of days. As I send it over to John, though, I want to show you what we're reporting right here, Brooklyn Heights. 55 on our mobile weather lab right now. I know you're checking in on what the weather watchers are reporting as well, and hopefully they're enjoying this nice break in the rain. Good morning, John.
Are they ever? And I love when the weather watchers send in pictures of what they're going to do. First off, the numbers. Some cooler readings than what Tony's seeing. Charlie Hoffman actually had a little bit of fog out there in Sullivan County. Appreciate this from Elaine at 55 in Brooklyn. Also, cute pictures of shades. It is Shade Day, not for eye health. It's to show support for dependent kids and the struggles that they face. Cooler for parts of the Jersey Shore. Great. So Walter's going to play golf today. Why not? Maybe a shower later, but he should be fine. Bond with your dog day. Thanks for breakfast, Bob. It is Buttermilk Biscuit Day. Stars and Stripes Day in honor of the march of the same name. Look at this view, though. I mean, this is gorgeous. Yesterday was gorgeous in Sullivan County. That's just deer. I had all kinds of them this morning. Hey, and I love this. This is Northport. Look at over the sound. Glorious yesterday, but it sure was a mix of sun and clouds yesterday. A repeat today over the sound, where morning skies will give way to more clouds. Let's talk about it. You can see in the city, looks very nice now, but as Tony pointed out, that will change during the course of the day. Speaking of shades, always a good idea. This time of year, UV index is a 7, even with increasing clouds. Burn time 15 to 25 minutes. Air quality is good. Next time we chat, we'll talk about that smoke for parts of the western lakes. Pollen, though, is very high, so a lot of folks struggling. Here we go again. Tree and grass pollen, very high. Mold, thankfully, is low. We're going to be adding a little water into the mix. A 20% chance of a shower this afternoon. Odds go up dramatically Wednesday and Thursday. So now we're looking at Saturday. Boy, if you look at the European, Saturday is shaping up. Let's talk about the next few days. Tuesday, mix of sun and clouds, relatively quiet. Watch what happens this afternoon. See these stray showers? This is going to be the warmest day of the week. So by later today or tonight, you even could see an isolated thunderstorm. Not severe, but definitely enough energy for that. And now this is tonight where we see a little bit more coverage. Watch what happens Wednesday morning. A little bit more coverage. Wednesday day, a little bit more coverage. It is not a washout tomorrow, but it does get busier by Wednesday night. That's the pattern into your Thursday. Thursday morning, if that's a flight or a key appointment, remember, Thursday morning is wet where we could see more coverage east of the city into Thursday afternoon. And then Friday shapes up, probably the nicest day after today. And then Saturday, showers return. The European winds, Saturday shapes up. Next time we chat, we are going to talk about smoke. Canadian wildfires, an issue. We'll show you what the models are doing with the possibility. No impact on our area, but a lot of folks are curious.
When you say European winds, what do you mean by that?
If the European model verifies, in other words, when we say if a model verifies, that means what it said it would do, it did. Then the European is bringing in much less in the way of rain for Saturday.
Great. Wouldn't that be nice?
We love the European.
Pulling for those Europeans, as always. Thanks, John.
Thanks, John. Let's get you to First Alert Traffic. How are we doing out there, Guy?
Well, Mary, we have a couple things to talk about, mainly construction. In the Bronx, road work has one lane closed on the westbound side of the Bruckner at Sheridan Boulevard. Also, construction has one lane blocked on the northbound New England Thruway just past the Hutch. In Brooklyn, construction has two lanes closed on the northbound BQE approaching Cadman Plaza. Delays there back to Atlantic Avenue. And a live look outside at the Lincoln Tunnel. Traffic moving well down around the Helix. Really no delay at the toll plaza. It's the same story at the Holland Tunnel and the George Washington Bridge. Alternate side parking is in effect today citywide. Chris, back to you.
Okay, Guy, thanks. Some surprising health risks are associated with low testosterone. A new study reveals men with low T have increased risk of death, and those with especially low levels have a heightened risk of death from cardiovascular diseases. Research published in the Annals of Internal Medicine looked at the levels of several sex hormones on the health of aging men. Low testosterone was associated with a higher risk for all-cause mortality.
A new study suggests some patients with traumatic brain injury should not be pulled off life support so quickly. Researchers at Mass General Brigham say predicting outcomes from a severe brain injury is difficult, yet families are asked to make decisions within days of injury. Doctors compared the survival rates of more than 1,300 patients and found some who were taken off life support could have survived with some level of independence.
Well, history and pride during graduation at Montclair State University, especially for the Pavolo family from Totowa.
They're quintuplets, and they all graduated yesterday together. One by one, the grads walked across the stage at the Prudential Center and received their diplomas. The 22-year-olds are believed to be the first set of quintuplets to graduate college at the same time in New Jersey.
So when Montclair State gave us the scholarship, the full ride scholarship, it was a no-brainer. You know, if we were able to all go to college together, it was a no-brainer for sure.
Right. We all had a similar goal in mind, which was to make it here all together, and this just means a lot.
This was an especially poignant time for the graduates who did not have a high school commencement because of the pandemic. Their mom and dad are also filled with pride. Pretty poignant moment for them, too.
What a great graduation, right?
For sure. Full rides for all of them.
Seriously, 5 scholarships, bang, zoom. Up next, Apple and Google teaming up to stop unwanted location trackers on its apps. The new software created to help with the crackdown.
And good news for commuters. Progress on the bridge project along the Northeast Corridor. How much of the construction is done and how it can help speed traffic along once finished. Not too hard to get moving today when you see a sunrise like this one. It is 5:54 right now. Let's turn things over to John Elliott and your first alert forecast.
Love that. Let's keep moving. So it's interesting, Mary. We're at 56 right now. Let's tack on 20 with that wind out of the south. So from 56 to 76 in the city. Now, turn those numbers around. You have cooler readings to the east. That makes sense with that south wind. And it's a little warmer to the west, so we could see a stray shower. But 76, back to warm. That's 5 degrees above average. Increasing clouds, though. That is the order of the day today. Chance of showers Wednesday. Lingering rain Thursday, yes. Want to show you a lot going on around the country. We have severe weather in the Gulf where we could see more tornadoes and flooding rains. But what's interesting, you look at the surface smoke. We had these advisories yesterday for Minnesota and Wisconsin. Surface smoke is actually going to head to the south. We're in fine shape, which is some good news. But it is, it's not too early. They are monitoring the Canadian wildfires already. That smoke will stretch down into parts of the south. Chris?
Okay, Johnny, thank you so much. Several major airlines suing the federal government over a rule requiring airlines to disclose all fees up front. The lawsuit includes American, Delta, United, and more. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says the new rule benefits consumers. The DOT estimates passengers could save $500 million every year, but the airline says the new process will make it more complicated to buy tickets.
Apple and Google working together crack down on unwanted location trackers. The companies have developed software to alert iPhone and Android users if they're being tracked without their knowledge. Users will get alerts telling them an unknown AirTag or other Bluetooth tracker was found moving with you. Updated security was part of Apple's latest iOS version.
Well, a milestone for a rail infrastructure project along the Northeast Corridor. New Jersey Transit and Amtrak have announced the Portal North Bridge is 50% complete. The new bridge will replace the existing 114-year-old Portal Bridge that opens for maritime traffic. The aging bridge has been prone to malfunctions, a lot of them, causing delays for commuters. The new bridge at a high-level fixed span will allow marine traffic to pass underneath, then doesn't open or close.
Still ahead, a key witness back on the stand. Former Trump lawyer Michael Cohen, also known as the Fixer, testifying again today. We're live from Lower Manhattan with the latest on the criminal hush money case.
And new exclusive video, the moments before Steve Buscemi was randomly punched in the face. The search for the man who attacked him. You're watching CBS2 News this morning.